Hey everyone, I'm back. So what I'm going to do is just play the recording. Okay, so right now with the petition, we are at 2,762 signatures. That's 2,762 signatures. Hopefully by the end of this live, we will be at 2,800 signatures. So 2,800 signatures by the end of this live. If you are not just on my backup channel, we called the company that leased or rented out the villa to Shanquella and her fake friends. So I'm going to go ahead and play the recording of that phone call. And I think that they have been receiving the phone calls from everyone calling, and that they are not really trying to give information out specific to that bill. So I will call back again to get additional information, hopefully from another representative. But let me go ahead and play the recording I do have. And also, yesterday we called the list of friends. If you haven't seen that list of friends, this list right here. We called this list of friends right here. Some numbers were disconnected, and Khalil's number was the only one that went to voicemail. There was another number, I think, with Hyatt that kept ringing and ringing. No one actually picked up. It just kept ringing. So that actually might be off too. I don't know. But Khalil was the only one that went to voicemail, but it said the voicemail box was full. Nazir Wiggins and Winter don't have a phone number listed next to them, but I did find some other numbers that they might be able to be reached at. But yeah, so I had watched the news reporter state that he called the numbers, but he never mentioned whose number was disconnected and whose number was not disconnected. So I just called to see who disconnected or not. So yeah, go ahead and make sure that you have signed and shared the petition. And again, that petition is at change.org/Shanquella. That's change.org/Shanquella. So you don't have to remember the full URL, okay? All you have to do is remember change.org/Shanquella. That's it. That long URL is, you can't remember it. And it takes a long time to share that link. So /Shanquella. And as I stated in my live, the petition will try to get you to donate. That money does not go to me or the family. If you want to donate to the family, then the GoFundMe, the official GoFundMe, is on the change.org page. I have it on here. If you scroll all the way down, it will say the petition donations go to change.org. It does not go to me or the family. If you want to donate to the family, then they have an official GoFundMe, and that was posted by her sister. And if you click that link, it will take you to that page. Also, if you go to my page, Twitter page, twitter.com/for Shanquella, you will actually see I have a link to the sister's Facebook page of her saying that it is the official GoFundMe, and I can show you how the official page look, because also someone else had created a fake GoFundMe, and they report the fake GoFundMe, and that one was removed. But this is the official GoFundMe here. Let's see here. So this is the official GoFundMe, and it's at $334,000. That is so great. So a lot of people have came together to donate to the family. I know Kyrie Irving donated a total of $65,000 just alone by himself. So that was very generous and nice for the family. When he did that, that definitely took them over their $100,000 goal. So now I see now that it's actually at $334,000. So yeah, this is the official GoFundMe that was posted by her sister Aquila Long, and it's actually linked to her Facebook as well. So that is the official one. Okay. If you see any other official GoFundMe, if you see any other GoFundMe accounts, all you have to do is scroll all the way down to the bottom and report it. So just report the fake GoFundMe if you see any other ones pop up. You will see this at the bottom. It says is a flag and it says report fundraiser, and you would just report it. Okay. There are also fake Instagram pages and fake Twitters popping up, pretending to be the family. So if you see like some new pages within since this came out, it's most likely probably fake. A lot of these are fake pages popping up with different people. In fact, there was a fake Shanquella page that was promoting the fake GoFundMe. So the scammers will set up a fake page of a family member or one of the fake friends or someone else, and then they will try to scam or get money through Cash App or donations through some kind of scam. Okay, so be careful of fake posts popping up pretending to be different people. Try to get down to the source of the original posting and make sure it's actually a real page that was actually created probably before this all came out. Okay, so basically, Cabo Villas are the company that rented or leased the villa they stayed in. They stayed at a villa that I would go over, Villa Linda 32. So the phone call I made was just trying to get different information about how the company operates and what services they offer and how they handle different things. The representative was not really giving a lot of details or information, so I will call back to try to get more information about how the company operates and like their who they contract their business through and everything else. Okay, let me go ahead and play that call first. And this is a recorded call. This was already pre-recorded now. Let's see. But I will play it in its entirety, so it's not edited. Okay, and if you cannot hear sound, make sure you tell me before it goes too far.
You've reached CaboVillas.com. We specialize in Cabo San Lucas, Mexico. To provide better service, this call may be recorded for quality assurance purposes. Please listen carefully to the following options so that we may better assist you. If you have an existing reservation, please press 1. To speak to a vacation expert regarding a Los Cabos vacation, please press 2. For all other inquiries not related to a reservation, please press 3. If you are a new or existing Hi, this is Alexandria. How can I help you? Hello?
Yes. Who do I talk to about renting the Villa Linda 32? That's the 5-bedroom and 6 baths.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you very well.
Who do I talk to?
Are you there?
Yes, can you hear me now?
Are you real far away from the microphone? You sound very, very far away.
1 second. Hello?
Are you there?
Yes.
Oh, there you are.
Okay. Who do I talk to about renting the Villa Linda 32? That's the 5 bedrooms and 5 baths.
Yeah, when are you looking at going?
I'm just curious about the pricing and general information.
Okay. When are you looking at going?
Probably next month.
Do you have any dates in mind?
I guess like close to Christmas, but not too close. Probably, pull up my calendar just a second. December, I guess the week of December 19th, so that Monday until maybe that Thursday. So December 19th through 22nd.
Got it. And how many people total do you have in your group?
8.
8 people, okay. How'd you hear about it?
Online. What is the nightly price? Because it changes on different websites.
Mm-hmm. It looks like it's not available for your stay. Do you have another villa in mind, or you want that villa?
What?
So you're flexible with your dates?
Yes. For December.
Okay. Are y'all celebrating?
Is it for December? Do you think it opens for December?
I don't. We're fully booked.
Okay, it can be another one then. I have general questions. I have the general questions about the villas there and for Cabo. Like, how does your company assist with traveling there? Or are you just for the housing only? Is that
We're a full service vacation company, so we're here to help with everything, your transportation, activities, anything you need.
okay? And so you help like get around from place to place.
Absolutely, yes ma'am.
And is there's like a certain driver for that particular villa, or is it just you have to get a different driver every time? Like, is there a driver you can just call and they take you somewhere, or do you have to actually, is it like an Uber or something like that, transportation?
We don't recommend Uber in Cabo. They're in kind of a beef with the taxi union and the government right now. We do have a transportation company that we use for your concierge can call you a taxi anytime you need it.
So the concierge, so that is for the whole stay. Will that concierge be on hand or available?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do they stay in the villa too, or?
No, no goodness, no.
Oh, okay. And do you have the housekeeping, or is there cameras on there? Like, it looks like it's pretty open. Are there cameras around the villas or inside the villas?
Yeah, and what's your name?
Lori.
Lori. Lori, are you actually calling about a vacation?
Yes.
Okay, doesn't sound like it.
Well, I am, but I'm curious about the safety of guests because the villas look open, like outside and inside. So I'm trying to see if there are cameras on there. Like, can someone just come onto the vacation villa, or do they actually? Is there security?
Lori, we're not discussing any of this.
but I do appreciate your call. And anytime you want to come to Cabo, let us know.
I'm interested in coming to Cabo.
Mm-hmm. Well, the villa is actually not called that name, so I don't think that you are.
It's not called that name. It's on. I see the Airbnb listing for the villa,
Mm-hmm.
and I see it on other websites.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, it doesn't have to be that villa. It doesn't have to be that particular villa.
Okay, which villa would you like to talk about?
Which one do you have available for the dates I mentioned, December 19th through the 22nd?
Take a look. And how many bedrooms did you need for your group?
There's 8 people, couples of 2, so 4 at least.
4. Okay. Looks like we've got a few options. Have you been to Cabo before?
No, I have not.
Okay, yeah. So do you think your group's gonna go out a whole lot, want to be active, doing activities, going out to eat, or do you think you might just stay at the villa and relax there?
The villa looks like it has enough entertainment to stay there and not actually leave, but maybe a couple leaves.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know how the food works.
What's it?
Because I do see it
Yeah,
says
we
you
can add
have.
on chef.
Go ahead.
We can add on chef services if the villa doesn't have staff. We can add on anything that you need. So, and then we're here to help make restaurant reservations too. Did you have a budget in mind for your group?
Well, the cost will actually be divided amongst the couples.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, did you have a budget in mind for the?
I wouldn't say
for
I wouldn't go over $1,200 a night. I definitely would not go over that amount. And that also depends on what's included in that amount.
Got it, for sure. And what's a good email where I could send you price quotes?
Lori Davis 2022 at gmail.com.
And how do you spell Lori?
Lori.
And are guests celebrating anything special?
No, it's kind of like a pre-Christmas getaway.
Well, I can send you a price quote for a couple of different options that we have for your group. Is there anything in particular that you were hoping for your stay?
No. I just want less than $1,200 and a good time before Christmas.
What was the first part?
I said just make sure it's less than $1,200 a night. Yeah. So how is the privacy? Is it being like cameras around the building and inside, or is it just outside or none at all?
For which villa?
For the village you're sending me.
There are different, the neighborhoods are different, so I can send details about the villas that we have available.
Okay.
Is there any anything else that you were hoping for?
How does housekeeping work? Or does it just go like once you leave they clean? It's like Airbnb where you're there and no one comes to your to clean up, or is there someone that comes daily, like a hotel?
All of our villas have different schedules for the housekeeping. Some are daily except for Sundays. Some, it's every other day. It varies. Are you needing a housekeeper every day?
I wouldn't say every day, but just in case something is needed to be replaced, like new extra towels or anything else, it will be good to have housekeeping.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and your concierge is available 24/7 should you need anything like that too.
Oh, okay. So that person lives nearby, or is it just like a company, like a contracted company?
There are employees, there are concierges that do not live on site.
Yeah, I understand they don't live on site, but if they're available 24/7, I thought they would be nearby, or they're close enough to be on hand 24/7. Is that what you mean?
They're available by phone 24/7 should you need anything.
Oh, okay, thanks. I got it. Have you sent it yet? Because I'm about to check it out. I'm checking my email now to see if I have it.
I haven't sent over options yet.
Oh, okay.
Was there any other thing that you wanted for your villa that I can narrow down the list?
No, I just got an email saying, oh yeah, I got an email just saying great talking to you. All right, that was all I had to. Does it have a game room or well, I guess for $1,200 it won't have as many features or options as other ones. Well, I'll just wait.
Depends on which villa. So all of our villas are different. Some of them have game rooms, some of them don't. We have all different price ranges. We have over 160 private villas, so they definitely range in amenities and price.
Okay, I'll just wait to see what you send me and then get back to you if I have any more questions.
All right. Great, Lori. It's good talking to you. Let me know if you have any questions.
All right, thanks. Bye. Okay, what do y'all think? So I had more questions, but this person was already suspicious and was not wanting to answer questions. And like someone said, what's the harm in answering some of these questions? Like if it were any other day, it would just be regular questions, right? So why is it like sketchy now to be having these certain general questions? So I'm going to call back and see if I can get someone else. What else should I ask besides that? I have other questions, more specific questions, but she wouldn't even answer that many of the general questions. She's very guarded for obvious reasons, however, should not make assumptions about someone's interest because of questions surrounding safety concerns. Exactly. Yes, make sure you're following twitter.com/for-Shanquella. I will be posting updates on there that I think are important to update on. Yes, justice for Shanquella. So I don't know if I'll get the same person. That person was Alexandria. I actually have a few more questions I want to ask. The funeral service was beautiful. Mexico and their police are too corrupt for me. Yes, I've been hearing all sorts of things about how corrupt they are. The vibe was totally off. Exactly. I think that they have been told not to answer specific questions. In fact, that Airbnb listing for that villa, I don't even see it anymore. I see it on other websites, but I don't see it. This lady is trying so hard to answer easy questions because she knows what happened there, right? She knows what happened. So I want to see if I can get someone else to try to get other information. Like, I want to know, actually would want to know who they actually had as their concierge. So that person, I'm sure that's who they call, right? If that person is their main contact for everything they need, that's who they call. And she also said that they provide chef services if you want that. So I think that I did see that they took that offer of having chef services. So this isn't just like a place that just rents out a villa. They actually take care of transportation, food, everything you would need. So they'll assign you like a 24/7 concierge, whatever. So that person, I'm sure they call that person. So I wonder who their person was, and if they called that person when that happened, because they said a nurse came. But I know at some point they had to have their concierge. That person came there, right? So I'm interested to know like who that is, I guess. Yeah, so our current signature amount is 2,777. Let's try to get that to 2,800. So let me go ahead and call again, and let's see if I get Alexandra. I'm hanging up. If it's a different representative, then I'll try to ask different questions. So what other questions should I ask besides what I just did? I have a couple of questions in mind already, but if y'all know of anything else I should ask, let me know. I'm about to call right now. They should be sentenced in Mexico also. Justice for Shanquella. Yes, make sure you're using this hashtag on all platforms. I will ask in more of a way that you have never been to Mexico, so you want to make sure you feel comfortable. Well, I said I've never been to Cabo before. I said I never been, but she was already suspicious because I guess because I was specific. I said Villa Linda, which is the one that they were at, so that was more of like a alarm bell. And it's weird because that's what I really want information on, that particular villa. So how can I go about asking questions without naming that specific villa? Hey, Rabbit. Let's see here. I know you said cameras, but I did not hear about security. Exactly. I'm curious to know if that specific one had cameras, right? She said some have cameras and some don't. So she was really being like, not really wanting to give information, right? The vibe was totally off. Yes, I'm sure about this too, little boss lady. They were instructed not to answer certain questions. That's why I wasn't really trying to be direct. I was trying to go about in a roundabout way of asking the questions. I know like being too direct will immediately end the call. So like I'm trying to word the questions to get information about how they operate without letting them know what I'm actually calling about. Do they require emergency contact lists for guests? That's a good question. They probably don't do that. Yeah, I already I asked this question. Were there any cameras in and around the hotel? It's a villa, and they said that some have cameras inside and outside, and some don't. Yeah, I asked that question. If you replay, I asked the question about the safety around the perimeter. Like, can anyone just walk on to the villa, or is there security? So what I can do is I can ask that question again to someone else. Ex-FBI said if they plotted here, then they will be charged here. Well, I guess if they can actually have proof that it was conspired over here, yeah. Say you have health concerns because your grandmother has diabetes and she may need medical attention. That's a good way, but that's also going to raise alarms, or if I say that too, because they know what happened. Okay, or what is emergency contact procedure? Let me keep y'all 2 questions up, because let me go ahead and keep y'all questions up. Let me go ahead and call again. Let me actually favorite these. Hold on 1 second. Or start these. How close in proximity are the villas to one another? These look actually kind of spaced out. Ask about the policies for emergencies because of her sometimes having acute medical issues. Okay. I hope they are charged in both places. Okay, let me go ahead and call again. So make sure you are signing the petition. We need to get to 2,800 signatures. Where are we at now? All right, thank you. 2,783 signatures. Thanks, sincerely me. It may be too direct, but my question is, why aren't the accused's parents more vocal? I'm not really hearing much from the from that side. So let's see here. But I do know that the father stated that when Khalil came to Shanquella's mother's house, that his mom came with him sometimes. So that was interesting to me. Was that usual for her to come over there with him, or was it just something new? So he had to talk to his mom or something, because I mean, she came with him to visit Shanquella's mother after he came back from Cabo. Let me get this number. So they have a 24/7 concierge person available to them. I'm sure that's their main contact that they called. I don't know if that person came there themselves, or did they just contact someone else to come? So tell her she usually has a nurse, but it was too expensive for her to travel with you. Does the person that rents it have to be the one to check in? Yeah, it probably wasn't the usual, but I'm not sure. But I just found it interesting that she did come with him. Where do I find the petition? The short URL to share is change.org/Shanquella. That's change.org/Shanquella. And the link is in the description box. Okay, let me see here. Okay, let me go ahead and get the number and call again. But yeah, the only two numbers I didn't call were, like I said, were Winter and let's see, and Nazir, because their numbers were not on the number list. And again, Khalil was the only number that went to voicemail, but his voicemail was full.
You've reached CaboVillas.com. We specialize in Cabo San Lucas, Mexico. To provide better service, this call may be recorded for quality assurance purposes. You've reached CaboVillas.com after hours. We specialize in Cabo San Lucas, Mexico. Our office hours are 7 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday, and Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Pacific Time. To leave a message, please press 1. If you are a new or existing property owner, please press 2. In case of an emergency, to connect with an after-hours representative, please press 3. If you know your party's extension or would like a company directory, please press 4.
Good evening, Mr. Tish.
Who am I speaking to again?
My name is Tish with Cabo Villas.
Okay, thank you. So I have general questions about vacationing in Cabo.
I'm sorry, I can barely hear you.
I have general questions about vacationing in Cabo.
Oh, there we go. I'm sorry, but we can't post any more further comments or information. You have to call local authorities.
You can't give me general information about the villas on your public listings? General information so I can book a reservation?
Yeah, if you want to book a reservation, definitely. We're closed over the weekend, so you're going to want to call on Monday to speak with the sales agent.
Okay, so you're just after hours. Yeah. Okay, so are you part of the concierge? Are you just a concierge service?
I'm sorry.
Hello?
I work, we're in travel customer service. So if you're already in travel, I work with concierge service, but we're not the booking line.
Okay, and
Looking like the 800 number.
can you give me the concierge number?
We don't have a direct concierge number. We just have our basic booking line. If you go to cabovillas.com, you can book directly online, and then a sales agent will call you on the day.
Okay, well, I need to get a hold of the concierge services before I need it before
right now.
I need it before Monday.
Okay, but the concierge service is only available to those who already have a booked villa. Do you have a booked villa with us?
Well, I have
Already?
someone over there right now in Cabo that needs that concierge number.
What villa are they staying in?
Let me check just a second. Y'all don't just have a general concierge number for that you contract through? I doubt that there's not a separate one for each one.
That are assigned to each villa. So if you're already in travel, you have an assigned concierge that has a direct line.
So where would they get the information? Where would they find the information for their concierge then?
I have to know what villa and who the main client is of the villa in order to figure out who their concierge would be.
Oh, okay, so each villa has a different concierge assigned to them.
Correct.
Okay, so is that information found in their listing so they can find it?
Well, the main client will have that information, yes.
Okay, and if they have an emergency, who do they call? Do they call the concierge, or is there another emergency contact number?
Can I help you with something? Do you have a little villa, or is there? I'm not understanding where you're leading.
Okay, so if the only thing that someone can call is the concierge, right? But what happens if they have a medical issue? Is there another number they can call to get a hold of someone?
So you're calling about what happened over with Mrs. Robinson. I cannot speak any further on that. I'm sorry. Have a good night.
Hello? Oh yeah, she hung up. Yeah, so are they going to like stop booking everyone because like no one can call with questions? So I guess the only way to book now is just to actually go online to make a listing, because if people are calling now, they are like hanging up and like being very, like you said, got to take very guarded and nervous about the questioning. So I really just, like I said, was just curious about how they operate. If they have the 24/7 concierge, then that person is their main contact, right? So I'm sure they called that person when something first happened. So I was just curious to know who that person was, or if it's contracted or a local person that just comes. Could it be possible that they thought that person was a nurse when that marriage? I just find it hard, like. Yes, she hung up. Yeah, it's very unprofessional. But yeah, like I said, I don't know. I think the sound went out again. But I don't know if they contacted the 24/7 concierge and that person came, maybe they thought that person was the nurse. And because it's weird that a nurse would come and then leave her in that condition, right? So call the tourist office about their accommodation policies. Yeah, I'm sure there's probably more information about if you watch Sean's live, he actually made a phone call today as well, I think, to local hospitals. So you can check out his video, Sean Davy's video on that. He made calls to local hospitals. The only call I made was yesterday yesterday I made calls to the phone numbers of the fake friends. Okay. So what I can do is, it looks like to me that the after hours service was more nervous about answering questions. So they hung up. The customer service representative that I spoke to earlier answered more questions. So to me, it's best to probably call Monday to a different customer service representative, possibly to call concierge services as well in an area like close to there, and you might be able to find information through that way as well. So should we try to call the numbers I have down for Winter and Nazir? I doubt they will talk or anything. However, what I do know is that usually in this kind of situation, that one person usually starts, like Nazir came online. He was actually pointing the finger at everyone else and making accusations. He mentioned the word murder, and he said that he walked in on something. So he might be the one that breaks. Khalil did not disconnect his phone number. It's going to voicemail, but his voicemail box is full. So he might actually be one to break, or whoever leaked the footage of that video might be the one to break. So someone will actually break if pressure is applied and speak out. And whoever, if you're out there, you best try to be the first one that talks or speaks up, because usually it's more leniency towards the person that breaks the ice and speaks up first and tells the truth. Yeah, stay up to date and in the know on twitter.com/Shanquella. Current signature amount is 2,790 signatures. Act like you're a traveling agency and you're having trouble retaining your clients, and ask them what you could say to make them feel better about booking them. I will try some more of these ideas on Monday when they are open, okay? But well, I did get some information today of how I can move forward, of how they operate, because now I know that when they said they had a chef, it wasn't like a chef that they chose and they chose themselves. It was someone that the company recommended or suggested for them. So basically, the company was in charge of their whole trip. It looks like, from everything, because they take care of everything, like she said, from travel to the 24/7 concierge to a chef. They supply everything. Okay, so the question is, do they also have on-call nurses and doctors? Do they supply that as well? Because that will be a way for them to try to cover up things if they have on-call doctors and nurses for their own villa. I don't know. So that is a question I definitely want to pose on Monday, is if they have on-call, if the company has their own on-call nurses and doctors. So I wonder if I call back, if Trish will answer, or will it be someone else? Because I want to see if I can just get that question in. But let me show you the website for that one. I'll call back again, but if Trish answers, I'm hanging up, because she's going to hang up on me anyway. Well, I might try to still ask the question, but let's see. Okay, here's the villa they were staying at, Villa Linda 32. Right here. So this is one they were at. And you see how it's, someone mentioned like how far away are other villas. I could see like a villa or a place right here. To the left right there. So that actually was a good question because that means other people were nearby as well. It's not, there's other places around, as you can see. See, there's houses and things over here. Yeah, this is nice. And that's why I said it's like, is it cameras? It has to be cameras. Probably not inside for privacy reasons. Unless it's probably in a living room. I think they can put cameras in living rooms, but probably if you look through photos, you might actually look at the top of the buildings or in the sides and other places where cameras are usually at to see if you actually see any cameras. But it's 5 king bedrooms, 5 baths. You see how this is like all out in the open? So to me, they're like, let me see what I saw right here. Hold on. To me, there has to be camera setups here. Yeah. This is really nice. So each of the king bedrooms had their own bath. And then I think there are 2 half baths in the houses, in the villa as well. Okay, so that's where they were staying. Oh yeah, it says all of our villa rentals include a personal concierge. This local expert will help plan and book all of your restaurant reservations, activities, chef services, yacht charters, grocery pre-stock, and more. They will be at your residence to check you in and perform a final walkthrough during departure as well, to be on call and available while you are in Cabo. Yep. So this person was their go-to person. So this concierge person, whoever they had, I'm sure they called while they were there. And they also had a chef there as well. A chef that was, all of this came through the same company, okay? The concierge service, the chef, they take care of the whole trip. It's not just for the housing. Your reservation in Villa Linda 32 comes with daily housekeeping except Sundays and 24-hour personal concierge to help you with everything before, during, and after your trip. So the daily housekeeping is for that Villa Linda 32. So the housekeeping they called me was there on those 2 days. They did those 2 days. Because that was, I think, a Friday and a Saturday, okay? So housekeeping did come those days. So we have the 24/7 concierge person, and we have the housekeeping person. That's 2 people placed there during that time period. So since they take care of everything on the whole trip, they will want to protect themselves from whatever a lawsuit or whatever. I don't know how it works with Mexico, but they will want to protect themselves, Avila, because they are at risk of being held responsible for how they handle it, because they're 24/7 concierge person. I'm sure that's who they contacted, and then they have the maid. So yeah, and I'm curious to know if they have their own on call, because a company like this will probably want to have their own on call nurses and doctors or people to come out. I just want to know that piece, that last piece right there, and then that will show why they are so nervous. Okay, let me see what questions y'all have. I missed the info earlier. You called the company. Yes, I did. And I'm going to call back again because I want to know that question. If they have their own on-call nurses and doctors that they have contracted through them. Because they mentioned that, well, actually, they said the ambulance came. Khalil told, well, can't really believe everything they say. Khalil said that there was 3 ambulances that came out as well. So I don't think it's legal to put cameras inside the villa. Actually, if you actually look at some places, people can actually put cameras inside of even Airbnbs in some areas, but it cannot be areas where it's like a expectation of privacy, like of course like a bathroom. But there are some places where you can put cameras like in the kitchen or even the living room, but not in other areas. So that depends on where you're at. Okay. But even if it's cameras outside, that will actually be good as well. And something tells me that there has to be cameras outside. If you look at that property, if you had that type of property, you would want to protect your investment and protect it. So I can see cameras being outside of it for certain. Right now, the hotel is on damage control. They know a lawsuit coming, so they are going to protect themselves. Exactly. Because now they're actually messing up their booking, because some people might actually be really genuinely interested in booking, but now they are probably going to lose customers, but that's okay. They should have them at the entry and exterior areas as well as hallways. Very beautiful villa. Yeah, I'm sure they probably have cameras there. So why wouldn't they just answer that simple question about the cameras? Why hide that information? To avoid bad press, most likely. Okay, let me go ahead and call one more time just to see who answers, and I will have that one question about do they have their own contracted nurses and doctors? I wonder if anyone in another bill heard anything. I don't think so. Yeah, they have additional information, but of course they're not going to really release them. And at first, I was thinking it was more just like they provided villas and that was it, and maybe some like they contract everything else out. But now it seems like this is like a full service, like you said, a full service company. So now this actually makes things, it makes it different, because they are responsible for way more than just the roof over their head or a villa, and maybe just suggestion, like maybe giving some suggestions to nearby places. They are actually responsible for everything, like full service. if they provide that level of specialized client service, there's no way they don't know something. Yeah, they are trying to cover up something that they neglected to do. They neglected to do something, and I'm sure it's something with who the concierge that they call probably didn't handle the call properly. The let's see, the maid housekeeping is through them. I don't even know if the doctor or nurse is through them or not, or if it's someone that just called out. I'm going to call back one more time and then I'll just, where are we at with the signatures? We need to get to 2,800 signatures. So where are we at now? Okay, so we need 6 more signatures. So we're at 2,794 signatures. Yeah, let me look at the list. This is the listing right here. Well, and also interestingly, I think they probably actually, I think the mom said something about Airbnb. So they might actually have booked it through Airbnb. And now when I go to Airbnb, I can't find this listing. I can see the listing if I go through cache images, but I can't see it directly. It was removed from Airbnb website, the Villa Linda 32, but it's still on other websites.
Power on. Bluetooth pairing. Bluetooth connected.
Okay. Okay, let me go ahead and call back again just to see if they have their own. Their corporate office is actually in Vegas. They have a corporate office in Las Vegas, Nevada. And that's probably why. It's because, they have a corporate office in Nevada and they also have a local office in Cabo. So the local office might be a better contact because the corporate office might actually be who is handling it, like the phone calls over here. I don't know. Let me go ahead and call one more time and then, yeah. Oh, someone said, do the fake friends have new numbers? Well, I'm sure they have new numbers, but if the numbers are too new, it's not going to be listed. Rabbit says, what's the name of the villa? Villa Linda 32. Villa Linda 32. The petition link, remember, this is a short URL that's easy to remember. change.org/Shanquella, change.org/Shanquella. That's all you have to type in to get there. You can also search change.org to see the petition as well. But here it is right here, change.org/Shanquella. So you don't have to use the long version. Yes, prayers and prayers and prayers to the family. The father's interview that he had was very heartbreaking, and I was actually going to comment on that. It's so sad for that video, and it's such a shame that they had the father had to actually make a million calls to Mexico to try to find out where his daughter was, where her body was, so he can get her, bring her back home. Yep. So they didn't even help with the expenses of bringing her back home, which he said was almost $7,000. They didn't help make phone calls to try to locate her body to see what was happening. They should not have even left Mexico without her. I would have said, look, I will go, if I can't afford this villa because it's expensive per night, let me go to a cheaper Airbnb and I will stay here and make sure that when I come home, she comes home with me. And the same way I'm making phone calls now, I will be making phone calls. I would have been making phone calls then. I would have told her father, I got it. I'll make all the phone calls. I'll find out where she's at. And actually, I'll know where she's at because I'm going to be here. I'm going to be making contacts and calls. So I'll know every step and what's happening along the way because I'm still here in Mexico. That's how it should be if you have a real friend, someone that really and truly cares about you. Okay. But Khalil came back to the States. He went to Shanquella's mom, lied to her face and said that there was no fighting in Mexico. It was alcohol poisoning. Get the autopsy back, and it was actually fighting. And it wasn't alcohol poisoning at all. Yes, change our order basket Shanquella. Let me go ahead and make that one last phone call. And then since it is later, what I'll do is tonight I'm going to get more phone numbers for people. So that way I'll be more organized. I have the phone numbers ready to call tomorrow. Because right now I don't have all the phone numbers available. I have 2, but I'll just wait tomorrow to do all the phone calls. And I'll make sure it's like tomorrow afternoon. That way it'll be in the daytime and not calling people late at night. Okay. So let me go ahead and call that company back again and see if I can get some questions answered. But if it's Trish, I'm hanging up. I still might ask a question because I still am. But have you read the reviews? Any red flags in the reviews? The Airbnb listing was actually taken down for this particular villa. But good question. There might be a way to use other websites to get archives of the website to see the reviews. I did see the listing. That's how I knew certain things. But the listing was removed from Airbnb, so yeah, it's hard to get the full cachet of it. But I will try to see if I can actually see if anything was on that old listing before it was taken down. Okay, let me go ahead and get that number. So my question is, make sure I have my question. My question is, I know they have the 24/7 concierge, right? But do they also have 24/7 like on call nurses and doctors that are contracted through the company?
You've reached CaboVillas.com. We specialize in Cabo, San Lucas, Mexico. To provide better service, this call may be recorded for quality assurance purposes. You've reached CaboVillas.com after hours. We specialize in Cabo, San Lucas, Mexico. Our office hours are 7 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday, and Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Pacific Time. To leave a message, please press 1. If you are a new or existing property owner, please press 2.
In case of an emergency, to connect with an after-hours representative, please press 3. If you know your party's extension or would like the company direct.
Cabo Villas, okay.
Yes, I'm calling about the y'all have 24/7 on-call doctors and nurses. When you
24-hour in travel customer service. Can I help you?
yes, I know you have the 24/7 concierge, but do y'all have the 24/7 on-call doctors and nurses as well?
Do you have a villa with that?
No, I do not, but my mother has diabetes, and if I travel, I want to make sure that she has the medical attention that she needs.
If your mother has medical issues, then that would be something she would have to take up with her doctor.
Hello?
Hi.
Yes, I'm saying that if we travel to Cabo and she has a medical issue, will there be, do your company provide 24/7 on-call doctors and nurses, or does she have to go to the hospital?
No, she would have to go to the hospital. We're booking agency.
Okay, and the concierge service, they would take her to the hospital?
No.
How would she get there?
Do you have a villa with us?
No, I don't have
Do
a
you want
bill.
to book a villa with us?
I'm interested in booking one in the future, but I want to make sure that my mother is taken care of when she gets there. So,
Okay, well, if you'd like to go online and book a villa with us, an agent will call you back on Monday, no problem.
so y'all don't, so if there's emergency, we would just have to call, do y'all have 911 there, or what? How would I get a hold of a medical professional?
Why are you worried about a medical professional?
I informed you that my mother has diabetes, and if something happens, we need to get her to medical attention. So how would I go about getting her medical care? Getting from the villa, what I call by.
I know what you're getting at with this phone call, and I'm really kind of done with these phone calls today. If you actually are interested in booking a villa, go online and book a villa, and one of our sales representatives will call you back.
Ma'am, I don't know what phone calls you're getting, but I'm interested in actually booking a vacation. Hello? Anywho, that's not getting anywhere. So so other people are calling, so that's not going to get anywhere. So to me, this is actually someone in the States at the corporate office, from the corporate office. I think that if we want to get anywhere, we actually have to contact people in Mexico that are local. So they actually have a local office as well. So that's what we need to contact. Because if you remember, there is that guest list, the phone number list. How did someone get that list of phone numbers of the guest check-in? Someone got that. So whoever got that information with the list of phone numbers of them signing in with their phone numbers had to get it from someone. And I doubt it was corporate office. It had to be local to Cabo, the local office. So that's what I'm going to do, is contact the local office in Cabo. These people, I believe, are working for corporate, connected through the corporate office, through customer service, through the corporate in Las Vegas, Nevada, in the United States. I need people in Mexico. Yeah, I need people in Mexico because somebody is giving up information. That's how they got that guest check-in. This right here, let me pull it up. This list right here, Cabo Villas, with the guest information of them signing it. It says the villa number right there and the date, the phone numbers. Someone gave this information from Cabo Villas. So someone gave this up. So I need to get a hold of this, whoever gave this information. So I'm going to work on that tonight as well to see if I can try to find out who gave this information. I think it was actually Queen City that posted this first, Queen City News. So Queen City News might have information on how they got this information because whoever gave this up had to be there to be able to take this picture or give this information up. And that's who we need to contact. That person has information. So yeah, I will work on some of this stuff tonight and then pick back up tomorrow. So tomorrow I'm going to work on getting some numbers and contacts and then we'll pick up tomorrow. Yes, justice for Shanquella. Let me know if you want me to get my Espanol, maybe calling the local international call. Yes, Rabbit, you definitely will probably have to make phone calls as well because you can speak Spanish. And I would definitely let you know. And if anyone has any suggestions as well, but my main thing is I know that they got this picture right here. This, so someone gave this information right here from Cabo Villas. Who, I don't know, but we will find out. When I slipped and cut my head at a resort in Cancun, they had a doctor on call that came to my room. The doctor sent me to the hospital, and the hospital said they don't accept foreign insurance. See, I'm thinking they do have contracted doctors and nurses, because if I had a full service booking information, I mean, like a full service villas, and I had like over 106, they said 162 villas. Why wouldn't I also have contracted doctors and nurses? Yeah. Exactly, Rabbit. I will. Local office. Yes, call the local office, not the corporate. But even the local office in Cabo might be instructed not to answer questions as well by now, but it's worth a shot. Okay, where are we at with the petition signatures? Are we at 2,800 signatures yet? We need to be at 2,800 signatures. Okay, so good. 2,798 signatures. We need 2 more and then I'll end this live. 2 more signatures and I'll end this live. Sign and share. Thank you, Amani Mommy. They said I needed $6,000 for cash for stitches. I went back to the resort and that doctor stitched me for $100. Actually, if you actually watch Sean Davy Wade's live, because he called the hospital. So I'm thinking that they do have on-call doctors and nurses, and I'm thinking she's not telling the truth. I need to talk to a customer service representative because sometimes they slip up and give information without even knowing it. If you word your questions in a certain way, they'll give information without even knowing they're giving information. But yeah, the local office is definitely who I need to call. Oh yeah, it's very, even like if someone is calling and questioning, you still should maintain like your decorum and be professional. Like you don't ever get rude. Like no. All right, are we at, okay, we are at 2,800 signatures. So we're done for today. make sure you leave a comment with any suggestions as well. And what I'll do is I'll go ahead and gather up phone numbers and other information and then come back tomorrow afternoon we'll make some other calls and other things like that. So leave any suggestions in the comments and make sure you keep signing and sharing the petition. Hopefully by the time I come back tomorrow, we'll be at 3,000 signatures, okay? And like I said before, it's not really over until we get answers. People can say we are going to investigate. We're going to investigate. Those are words. Until we get the answers, until there's charges pressed, until there's an arrest, until things are actually done, like, actions, then we will still need to apply pressure on people. And the main people we need to apply pressure on, of course, is in Mexico as well. So that's why we will still keep on applying pressure on people until we get answers. A lot of times people stop applying pressure before it's time to do so, and then things don't get done. It goes cold, or charges get dropped, or nothing happens in our favor. We've seen that a lot in the Black community, where someone will murder someone Black, and then they'll be found not guilty, or the investigation, the charges will be dropped, or other things like that won't end in our favor. So an investigation doesn't always mean that we're done. We're done when we get charges pressed, and when there's an arrest, and when there's answers. That's when we're done applying pressure. All right, y'all. Good night. Yes, we stand with the Robinson family. We definitely do. And if you watch the father's interview he did with Mr. Jackson, that interview was very heartbreaking, and really, 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 yes, we truly do stand with the Robinson family. So keep signing and sharing the petition. Yes, here my mods have posted it throughout the live. Gold Girl, thanks for wanting the information. The information, and remember this information right here, change.org/Shanquella, change.org/Shanquella. That's a short way of remembering it. So that's all you have to remember is change.org right here. This information, change.org/Shanquella. That's all, the short version. And also make sure you are sharing the petition on all social media platforms as well. And that you're also following the Twitter, which is twitter.com/Shanquella. And that's about it. Bye.